We're continuing the analysis of the treks on the island. It's day 43, November 3rd. Charlie believes Driveshaft's records will have gone platinum due to his disappearance.
Now, Driveshaft's albums must have spiked when everybody found out that I died in some catastrophic plane disaster.
He's not too far off. 2 seasons from now we'll learn that it took less than 75 days for Driveshaft to release a greatest hits album.
You're the dead rock star. They made a big deal out of you when they found the plane. Huge memorial service, new album.
It's a new album?
Yeah. God, it was everywhere. A greatest hits thing.
That's impressive. Charlie's also quite impressed by the raft. It's basically the same construction as the one that was burned, based on the Polynesian catamarans. I think it's interesting to see those enormous steel beams. I wonder where Michael acquired those. I know they are part of the plane wreckage, but we haven't seen them around, since the fuselage was already in the water when Michael began working on the raft. There's a possibility that Charlie showed Michael the cockpit and he grabbed them from there. Or he found all of them in the jungle.
It's been raining every afternoon. That means that we are on the cusp of monsoon season.
Arst warns Michael that it is nearly monsoon season and the raft has to be launched as soon as possible. They're trying to get the raft launched the next day. Kate wants to go with them. Jin tells Sun he's leaving. Saeed takes Jack to Locke and the hatch. In the very first episode we saw the hatch, it was quite dark, but the location didn't really match with the surroundings in subsequent episodes. Luckily that was simply a fluke, because they've been very consistent with the location of the hatch and the Swan station, and the crew even got permits to dig a large trench in the same exact spot when they built the Swan construction site in season 5.
We're at the actual site where we've seen the hatch on the end of season 1 and part of 2, where Locke goes in and we discover Desmond.
Michael considers kicking Sawyer off the raft for Kate. Sun and Kate try to make Jin sick by poisoning the water, but Michael drinks the water instead and becomes sick. Walt runs into the jungle and tells Kate and Sun about it. Kate looks for Jack, but he's at the hatch. Luckily, the hatch is not that far from the caves, so he manages to hear her yelling for him.
Yeah, over here.
Locke, Saeed and Jack runs to the beach to assist Michael. More and more people help finish building the raft. Some of the red shirts join while Michael rests. Jack discovers the poison. Michael blames Sawyer. Hurley and Jack suspect Kate. Charlie writes the song Monster Eats the Pilot.
It's called... It's alright. It's called Monster Eats the Pilot.
Jack goes back to the caves.
Somebody gonna be taking his place on the raft?
I don't know.
Because, you know, Dr. Arndt said if they don't
Did you
leave
poison
tomorrow...
Michael, Kate?
This is the only scene at the caves in this episode, and we don't even see any red shirts. Like I mentioned in my previous episode, the caves has simply lost their popularity. More and more people set up tents at the beach camp instead, like Charlie. Walt sees Locke in the jungle. You see this small table over here? We have seen it once before. This is the small workspace location we saw in episode 18 when Claire helped him build the cradle. This homemade table was present when he was piecing together the cradle using homemade glue, and now it's here. Walt wants Locke to know he didn't poison his father. When Locke grabs Walt's arm, Walt suddenly stops, telling John not to open that thing.
I didn't tell on you before and I'm not going to tell on you now, and I know you would never do anything to hurt your dad.
He's locked up in there.
Give me the gun. I'll kill him.
I'm sorry.
Michael?
What's the matter?
Don't open it.
What'd you say?
Don't open it, Mr. Locke. Don't open that thing.
Sawyer claims Kate framed him because she's a fugitive who wants to evade rescue by the authorities, and Kate confesses to the group.
Yes. I was on the plane with Marshall.
Jack discovers Sun poisoned the water, but tells nobody. Sun confesses to trying to stop Jin from risking his life on the raft. At the end, we have yet another Mobisode. Michael finds Arst trying to catch a Medusa spider and asks him about the weather conditions for tomorrow. Arst admits he made up the story about the monsoon season because he wanted them to launch the raft as soon as possible.
What?
I'm not a meteorologist. I'm just a high school science teacher. All that stuff I said about the monsoon season, I made it up.
He forgives him, says that the raft is finished and that they'll set sail. The only thing that is missing is the rudder, which they'll fix the next day.
Raft is finished. We're getting out of here. We're going to bring back help.
You are. I know you are. I know you are. And I am going to be the first one on the beach waving hello when you get there. Okay, man.
How's it going?
I wanted to get off today, but realistically, man, after we get the rudder done, we still got to lay the rails to get it down to the water.
I'm gonna end this episode with one extra situation, one thing that happens most likely on this day, but it happens off screen. Danielle is somewhere in the jungle and she hears the whispers. Some of the whispers say that they are coming for the child and others said that they are coming for the boy. This clues her in that they are going to the 815 survivors camp to take the child. We now know that the whisperers are dead souls that are unable to move on. So this is my deduction. Some whisperers overheard the others' plan and spoke about it, while Danielle was nearby. Someone will probably start constructing this brazier, unless it has been built before, because tomorrow a pillar of black smoke will be visible inland. So Danielle will travel at night and end up in the survivors camp at dawn when everyone's asleep. But that's all for next episode, which will be the 3-part season finale. See you then.